potential threat to the fragile peace in Gaza has emerged, with the U.S. State Department issuing a stark warning. The stakes are high, and the consequences could be devastating for civilians. The U.S. claims to have received credible reports indicating an imminent attack by Hamas on innocent civilians in Gaza. This alleged plan, if executed, would be a blatant violation of the hard-fought ceasefire agreement. The State Department's statement, released on a Saturday, emphasized the severity of such an attack, describing it as a direct and grave breach of the peace accord and a threat to the significant progress made through mediation. However, the State Department has not provided specific details about the reported attack, leaving many questions unanswered. It remains unclear what evidence or intelligence they are basing their claims on. The first phase of the ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel is currently underway. All living hostages have been released, and the process of returning the bodies of the deceased to Israel is still in progress. As part of the deal, Israel has released 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,718 detainees from Gaza, a significant step towards de-escalation. Washington has informed other guarantors of the Gaza peace agreement, including Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, and has demanded that Hamas adhere to the terms of the ceasefire. The statement issued by the U.S. government warns that if Hamas proceeds with this alleged attack, measures will be taken to protect the people of Gaza and maintain the integrity of the ceasefire. Hamas has remained silent on the U.S. statement so far. President Donald Trump, who has previously warned Hamas against the killing of civilians, has also commented on the situation. In a post on Truth Social, he stated that if Hamas continues its attacks on civilians, the U.S. may have no choice but to intervene. However, he later clarified that this would not involve sending U.S. troops into Gaza. The situation in Gaza has been tense, with recent events adding to the complexity. Last week, BBC Verify authenticated graphic videos showing a public execution carried out by Hamas gunmen. The videos depicted a chilling scene where 8 individuals, their arms tied behind their backs, were lined up and killed in a crowded square. While the identities of the masked gunmen were not confirmed, some wore green headbands associated with Hamas. On Saturday, Israel received 2 more bodies from Gaza, which Hamas claims are hostages. However, the identities of these individuals have not yet been formally established. In a separate incident on the same day, 11 members of a Palestinian family were tragically killed by an Israeli tank shell, according to the Hamas-run Civil Defense Ministry. This incident, the deadliest involving Israeli soldiers since the start of the ceasefire, raises further concerns about the stability of the region. The Israeli military has justified its actions as a response to the October 7, 2023 attack, where Hamas-led gunmen killed approximately 1,200 people in southern Israel and took 251 hostages. Since then, Israeli attacks in Gaza have resulted in the deaths of at least 68,000 people, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, whose figures are considered reliable by the UN. In September, a UN Commission of Inquiry made a shocking claim, stating that Israel had committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Israel has vehemently rejected this report, labeling it as distorted and false. As the situation unfolds, the world watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution. But here's where it gets controversial. Should the U.S. intervene if Hamas proceeds with the alleged attack? And this is the part most people miss. What are the potential long-term consequences of such actions? These questions leave room for debate and invite thoughtful discussion. What are your thoughts on this complex and delicate matter?